Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about how to bunny hop in Apex Legends. So I put together that prior video about movement and the best ways to practice in Apex Legends. I saw a lot of comments, and while this may feel a little basic, we're going to talk about how you implement it more practically when fighting enemies in Apex Legends. We'll go through inputs and we're going to discuss everything. I'm going to do this in one take. I really want to make this feel a lot more personable with you guys and really talk through it. So let's talk inputs. So obviously with bunny hopping, the best thing, especially if you're on mouse and keyboard, you want to bind your jump to scroll wheel. I happen to have mine on my bottom scroll wheel. And also you want to make sure you have crouch hold, which is you want to hold the button when you're crouching. This is essential whenever you're bunny hopping because this gives you the momentum whenever you're bouncing from point to point. Now, the reason why you scroll wheel, and this is unfortunately for those that are on controller watching the channel, this does make it a little harder for you to get the input just right. So when I see a controller player really nail this, and I have a lot of friends who have nailed it on controller, it looks really good. And it's really impressive because you know the timing, especially like when you wall bounce a controller, you essentially have to pretty much spam the input. Now, the reason why I'm teaching on Horizon today, and what I have discovered, is that she has better B-hopping abilities, bunny hopping, than other Legends, because of her aerial movement and her able to more or less air strafe more. This also applies to her healing. So we're going to discuss as well later B-hopping while healing. I made the bots move down here, which is why I'm not down there because I don't want to get shredded by them quite yet. And if you want to know how to make the bots move, I also put together a video tutorial on that, so be sure to check that out on the channel here where you can, it still works, obviously Season 7, you can tell them Horizon. So now, the biggest thing when you're moving around is you want to build momentum. I'm also going to put together a guide talking about always keeping constant momentum and moving around. And that obviously has to do with sliding. And we're going to talk about that. That's going to be a more basic guide. I'll probably put that out either Friday or Saturday. But we're also going to do a guide on how to ADS, or not how to ADS, but talking about the various sensitivities when you ADS. So obviously we look at this bear movement, right? Now the thing that you want to do when you're bunny hopping is that you slide and you immediately go into a slide. Notice that I'm holding, right? So we're going to do that again. It's very basic, but we're going to get more advanced. So you jump, and then you have it, and you're sliding. Now, what you want to do to incorporate the next input is you slide, jump, and then you hold, and then you start bouncing. This is a very basic movement in terms of bunny hopping. This is the sheer basis of bunny hopping. Now, when you're bunny hopping, you no longer have to hold forward. So when I'm doing this, I'm no longer holding the W key. All I'm doing is hitting crouch and I'm moving. Now, to really help essentially take your bunny hop to the next level is you're going to jump and then you're going to use the A and D keys to create some movement, and this also helps you build speed. As you can tell with Horizon, because she's got more air movement, she has faster mobility and speed. I discovered this. I think it's really sick. Other Legends, I'll switch to one and give a quick example. Let's grab Lifeline. And you can really tell like the bunny hop, especially with her. So I'm not doing it perfectly, but it's about the same, but it's a little bit slower, but it's still really, really good. So obviously with Horizon, when we look at it, notice how you see that little bit of speed difference. She's got a faster bunny hop because of her movement while she's in the air. And this also applies to her jumps, but it also really accentuates whenever you time the jump just right. So now this can be applied to once you wall bounce off of something, which we talked about in the other movement video, and you start bunny hopping. Now what I want to teach you guys next is how to incorporate it with the heal. Realize, just to remember, when an enemy shoots at you, and it's not light ammo, like heavy ammo when they shoot at you, you do slow down. So that's important to notate. But also when you use a bunny hop, you want to use this to cut corners. It really, really helps. So let's say I get hit, right? Hit me. Wow, they really suck. The bots aren't really not. So you bunny hop, and then you cut a corner. So let's discuss those inputs real quick, because that gets a little more tricky. So let me get hit again, and then I'm going to go up top, and we're going to really break that down. Because keep in mind, this is also a little bit harder to do. And let's go up here. I'm going to highlight what I use for my heal, and this is only in terms of comfort level and what you can reach, right? So if we go to my settings and we look at my heal key, which happens to be E, I know others like to use specific keybinds and stuff like that. That's 100% fine. I like to use a scroll wheel and go to that heal and then immediately use it with E. Others will put their keybinds in their mouse to use like, oh, syringes, this button. Cell is this button. Battery is this button. Perfectly fine, whatever works for you. So what I'm going to do in terms of inputs, before I do it, I'm going to press E, and then I'm going to slide. Let's reverse that. So I'm going to slide, press E, and then start the bunny hop. So let's do that real quick. Ready? I'm going to slide, press E. You know, this is why we do this real time. Because as I was doing it, I am pressing E, then slide, and then going to the bunny hop. So let's repeat that again. I'm going to press E, slide, then go into the bunny hop, holding C, not holding W, and then you have the 80-80 movement. Now keep in mind you want to move your mouse as well to kind of accentuate the movement. That really helps as well. So let's do that again. I'm going to get hurt quite a bit down here. I'm going to use that as my focus. I'm going to grab some extra cells, and I'm going to demonstrate that just a few times for you. Holy crap, they definitely fried me that time. GG's, GG's, GG's. Good times, good times. Loving the vibes. Okay. So let's do that again. This really helps you cut corners to really save on your momentum whenever you're healing. So if you're trying to cut a corner and you're trying to get ahead, and this also helps when you're keeping up with your team and you have to heal. So I press E, slide, then bunny hop. Now keep in mind, you slow down when you bunny hop. It's only natural, and you get to a point where you no longer have any movement or momentum. Keep in mind, even when you hit like a little hill or a little bump, that slows you down as well. You can use the momentum whenever you're going down a hill to heal, and I'll showcase that here in a second as well. So E, then I slide. My slide happens to be my Z. I'm just kind of weird. That's what I prefer. And it's, you know, if you don't like that, that's okay. You can find your own keybind. So I press E, slide. Then I go right into bunny hopping. Right? And notice how I speed up after the heal because Horizon has that increased mobility, which is really sick. Now, whenever you're utilizing this, when you're in fights and you're trying to get away, you would essentially apply the same mindset, right? So let's say I was on a hill here, right? And notice how when I got shot, I slowed down. So that's important to notate whenever you're in a gunfight. So let's say I'm going to immediately slide. It's the same mindset, right? So I'm healing, and then I'm a bunny hop, get my momentum, and keep moving around. And it makes you harder to hit. That makes you much harder and harder to hit whenever you're in a gunfight. And it also helps you keep up with your teammates because you're having some ability moving around, right? There's a great example. I kind of screwed it up at the end, but there you go. So it makes you harder to hit. Granted, hopefully your enemies are much more talented than these bots, but that pretty much covers the whole conversation. So let's recap what we did. We kept the bunny hop very simple. As so. Correct, right? I jumped and I slid for momentum, and then I hold my C keybind to bunny hop. And of course you will slow down if you don't time it well. Then we added the extra layer of the bunny hop and then adding movement to keep even more momentum. Moving my mouse left and right, I removed holding the forward key. Then at the very end, we implemented the heal. And you can do it with a battery, you can do it with the other heals, but it just takes a little longer. So now I have the bat. And then boom, you have your momentum. Well, I hope this video is helpful. Hope you understand the concept of why it's important to learn how to bunny hop, as well as to bunny hop heal. We can go more in depth, kind of talk about the wall bounce as well. I kind of talked about it in the other video, best ways to practice on Apex Legends. I really appreciate all of you guys' support. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys next time.